Hi there, I'm Joey.
I'm Jacob.
And we are watching Star Trek for the first time. Last time, AI, a more relevant conversation than you think it is. Today we're watching an episode called Bread and Circuses.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a fun title.
It's just a lovely name for an episode. I have no clue what to make of it, but it's a nice name.
I have this sneaking suspicion it's hiding something horrible behind it.
Probably. Let's find out, though. We're going to get into post-episode thoughts in a second. Be sure to join us then. We're about to watch Bread and Circuses. So, the opening credits roll.
Yeah, look at that. I was really hoping you'd start with that.
We let out a collective scream as the titles come in. Bread and Circuses by Gene Roddenberry and Gene L. Kuhn. Now, Gene L. Kuhn has written some really solid episodes of the show. Gene Roddenberry has not. which
we have expressed previously.
I know people have actually asked us before about recording our reactions to these things, but I never wished that we had a camera on us more than the collective scream we let out when we saw Roddenberry's name.
It was...
That said, this wasn't bad.
No.
I kind of because I joked when we saw both things. I was like, okay, it's Roddenberry, but it's also Gene L. Kuhn, who's really good. I was like, maybe they'll cancel each other out. Maybe we'll get a perfectly average episode in the middle. And I actually quite liked this.
I thought it was a good episode.
Yeah. Some iffy moments.
Maybe
definitely.
It's one of those things where Roddenberry gave the outline.
Maybe. And again, much of the way, I know we've made a lot of Doctor Who references on this show, but in the same way, certain people in the early days of Doctor Who were more ideas people. Let's get some ideas out there and have someone else execute it. That could have been the case here. You can definitely see a lot of Roddenberry influence throughout certain aspects of this, mostly the very, very end.
Yeah, mostly the last scene.
Which you actually called at the start, actually. We can talk about that now, actually. Because the whole thing is that, they worship the sun. There were no sun gods in ancient Rome.
Right, they all came and went.
Yeah, and you were like, oh, is it going to be fucking God? And it was fucking God. Or
the Son of God.
Yeah. So that was there, and then what was the other big Roddenberry moment that I called out? I mean, honestly, a lot of the whole beginning of it felt very Roddenberry build up in the same way that the Omega Glory did it,
Right. Well, and you called out that he basically you could just feel the itch for time travel and more time travel episodes.
So many Roddenberry episodes revolve around mostly alternate Earths and how it's basically just a time travel or an alternate history story is what we're doing here. So many. I mean, we also talked about this very early on because we both let out a collective groan from the very beginning before the opening credits rolled, where we were like, "Are we doing this again?" It's another planet that's developed the exact same way that Earth has.
I always joke when I see a blue and green planet, a Class M planet, and I go, "Oh, it's Earth again."
Yeah,
and this time again, actually Earth again.
Yeah, actually Earth, and it's developed the exact same way, but the Romans just kind of stuck around. In that though, it's not quite the same thing, but my mind kept going to patterns of force throughout this because it revolved around this guy named Captain Merrick, who was part of Starfleet. He came down here, and suddenly things about this planet are weird. But this planet was always kind of weird. He just incorporated himself into this society.
Right. And as the last scene points out, he didn't actually break the Prime Directive by making the planet better.
Yeah.
He just kind of stuck it out.
Yeah. Did also lead to the deaths of presumably most of his crew.
Right. He is
like they either assimilated themselves into the society or, they.
Right. I'd kind of hate to think what's going to happen to the rest of his crew that's still alive.
Now that he's dead. Because they did imply that some crew members were still here, part of this society.
Right. They probably have some, government positions.
Yeah.
But I would be really curious to know what's going to happen to them.
Yeah. But easily, I had two big favorite things about this episode that really made it stand above all the other Roddenberry episodes we've watched. Mm-hmm. First one, I loved just the idea of, not the idea, but how really the execution of this, of modern Roman times.
Modern, in quotes.
Well, yeah, it was 1960s Roman times. But, the slaves are wearing modern prison uniforms, just with, a little, chain pattern printed on it.
Yeah.
gladiator fights are televised, so everybody
on a hokey set.
On a hokey set, yeah, exactly. And it's I don't know, I love that. Oh yeah, there's the my favorite bit about that was the dude with the switchboard who could turn on like different like crowd reactions to the fight.
My favorite was the label cat calls.
Cat calls, boos, hisses, applauds, and cheering. Like it was really fun. I really loved it.
And when that just said audience, that was just like noise.
Yeah. What's up with Flavius?
I don't know.
They built him up as a really big part of the episode, and then like I don't know, at one point, so okay, like he's the guy that first finds Kirk, Spock, and McCoy when they land down on the planet, and then he gets captured along with them, and then he's forced to fight against Spock and McCoy in the gladiator ring.
Right.
Spock knocks him out, and then he pops up at the end.
Out of literally nowhere.
And gets shot and dies immediately. It's just like, it's the funniest moment. I love it. Yeah, I don't know what he's up to. Same with Claudius. I felt Claudius was rather pointless as a character.
I think he's there as a pro-council.
Well, yeah. Well, once again, so we're not doing Patterns of Force again. You know,
yeah, exactly.
It's not that Merrick has changed, or Merricus as he's called.
He didn't change the society. He's not actually really
he's
the one
under
in
the
charge.
thumb of this guy named Flavius or Claudius, who who is the actual ruler here. Man, there's actually a lot to talk about this episode. Wow, okay, this is great. I like this.
A Gene Roddenberry episode we want to talk about.
Seriously. Okay. Also Scotty. Very small part of the episode, but very influential. Toward the end, I complained because they reminded us that Scotty was here, just hanging around with the planet, and I was like, hey, if you're gonna have him do nothing, at least just don't have him in the episode. But he did something.
Yeah.
He knocked out the power in this place to like give them that time, and then he beamed them up, and I thought that was great. I love that.
Then of course, probably my favorite moment is when. In the jail cell towards the end.
This is the best scene of the episode. Go ahead.
It's Spock and McCoy they've been after like the first gladiator fight, and McCoy's trying to thank him, and Spock is trying to open the door, as he says.
Yeah.
But he's tried it 15 times already, apparently.
Yeah.
And he tries to tell him like, hey, thank you first off, and then he has this great moment where he says, every day you're alive, you think you're gonna slip. Your human half is gonna come, and you do not know what you're gonna do.
Yeah, it's not a fear of dying; it's a fear of living. And I think that's perfect. And Spock doesn't actually respond to that at all.
No.
I don't know. Oh my god, I love that moment so much. I love their relationship. We have one episode left in this season next time, and I know we brought this up a lot at the end of the last season, but like, seeing these characters actually develop and have proper character arcs, and just like seeing them properly change over time. This is one of their standout moments, and probably my favorite McCoy scene ever. And Spock scene for that matter. I just
right, because Spock is logically trying to get out, but he's doing it in a way that like you could even like if just casually watching the show.
Yeah,
it's more frantic. Because he goes from one place, next place.
Meanwhile, Kirk's getting laid.
Oh, yes.
McCoy and Spock have this really profound moment. Kirk's just getting some off to the side. He's forced with this slave woman that was there, and he thinks that it's because they want to like get him to like see, oh yeah. This society's not so bad, and also just I don't know, I never expected this show to actually imply sex, like ever.
Right. Like they do it by showing candles go out.
Yeah, he spent the night here with her, and I don't know, I just never expected that.
And here's the thing. They could have easily skirted around it. Like, it could have been an audience and, like, anticipation thing. But no, they pretty much call it out.
Well, yeah, because we found out the real reason that he was stuck with the slave was that Claudius wanted to give him, like, a last moment to, like, be a man.
Yeah, he wanted to give him a few hours as a man.
Which is... Thank you, Roddenberry. It's there.
It's one of those moments.
And... we mentioned this before. I know Roddenberry was very progressive for his time, but come on, man. Like, come on.
He's very progressive, but there's a lot of times in this show where you can just see his 1960isms coming in.
Yeah.
And, like, his progressivism only going so far.
Yeah, definitely. But I guess that about does it. We have one episode left in the season.
I can't believe
we are at the end of season 2. I am so excited. yeah, I don't know what else to say. I'm sure we'll have a bigger conversation next time, but I'm so excited. So be sure to join us next week when we continue Star Trek the Original Series and finish Season 2. Until next time, this has been Joey Morgan.
I'm Jacob.
Goodbye.